Hello, friends. This is Ulrike Sophia, your intimacy activist and coach live from Osho Lila Sexuality Gathering. And if you're wondering why I've got this red dot right here, whether I've been turned into some kind of cult member, no, I've just got blessed by the mulberry tree. I just discovered a gorgeous black mulberry tree and I was picking fresh mulberries and it just dripped all over me. My hands were fully covered in red juice. But what I want to share with you about is about boundaries and the possible shadow of boundaries that I've been noticing in myself. And to me, festivals and gatherings, you might hear some of the festival outside. There are some workshops going on. To me, festivals and gatherings are such amazing places to get to know myself on deeper levels. So I'm super grateful that I'm not just teaching here, but that I have an opportunity to dive in as well and have that experience too. So last night I was in the Love Lounge. The Love Lounge is a place where you can, it's held, there are people holding space, but it's not a workshop, as you can practice freely to interact with other people in a cuddly way, a sensual way, a sexual way if you want to. And I was there, just lying there, comfortable, just enjoying being in that space, looking at lights. And then the person came lying next to me, and I noticed what happened straight away was that my something happened, something got switched on, and like this apprehensiveness, like this, okay, what's going to happen now? What do you want from me? And this person wanted to chat, so I told him, like, I'm not in a mood for chatting, but you can be here with me, and can I maybe hold your hand? So I was holding this person's hand, and I started noticing how my body, it was like the spikes came up. Like, I know I have my boundaries clear in these situations. Like, I will say no if I don't want it. I will, like, get myself out of that situation. I will say, thank you, I'm fulfilled, thank you, I'm complete. Or like, hey, I don't want to do this, so I'm going to do something else. Or hey, I need some space on my own again. Or we can do this but not that. Or would you be willing, would you be up for doing this or that? And I noticed in that moment that my spikes went up, and it's a feeling that I know really well. And it feels a bit like I was tuning into it, and it felt a bit like a shadow of boundaries. Like, the boundaries are clear, but then there can be like this kind of like, this is my experience, by the way, so your experience might be completely different. But it felt like kind of like overdoing my boundaries, kind of like expecting something to happen, kind of like being proactive about what could happen, what person similar to this person's created in my experience, and kind of anticipating that this experience would be similar and already projecting that that's something I don't want. So my spikes went up, and I just noticed that I felt like, wow, this is interesting because this happens so many times on subtle levels. And when I do that, I am not approachable. Like, how can someone invite themselves, or how can I let someone close when the spikes are up? So boundaries are amazing. Boundaries are great. Boundaries, we all need them. Like, most of us could improve on our boundaries. We could have stronger boundaries. And they can also, I think boundaries might have a shadow side as well, where we kind of already assume that something's going to happen and kind of like become defensive and already anticipate and have our boundaries like way in front of us. And in that way, kind of create a self-fulfilling prophecy of not creating the intimacy that we actually do want. So what I did the rest of the night, like with this person, that experience felt complete. Like, I relaxed into that. We've been holding hands and eye gazing for a while, and then I invited myself to come back to me and to be out of that situation. So I thanked this person, and I got to my own space again, and I started noticing, okay, can I soften up? Can I relax? And see if there are people in this room where I can practice relaxing into this moment right now, where I can let my spikes down and feel safe and invite intimacy. So that's what I did. It was really beautiful. And maybe these spikes are some intuitive notion that something is off. That's very possible too, but I do think that there's like two ways. Like sometimes our intuition knows way ahead of what's going to happen, what might happen. Our intuition might anticipate on something that we pick up on, like a body language level or a subconscious level, energy level, whatever level that is. And it can also switch into a protecting mechanism where we kind of avoid intimacy. And this might be another strategy of people afraid of intimacy, so the insecurely attached people, whether you're anxiously or avoidantly attached. This might be another strategy to keep intimacy on a safe distance. So, ongoing research. But it could be very interesting when you feel like, okay, spikes are up. This is not just a boundary, but this is like spikes are up. Like I'm kind of like ready to be not very nice to you, to like really chase you away, or be like fuck off, or be like what do you want from me, like this what do you want from me. When I hear that in my head, I really want to practice relax more and to really tune in. Okay, what is happening? Is this really what is happening right now and right here, or is this an anticipation or some past experience playing out, not being true to what's happening right here, right now in this experience? So that's what I want to share with you right now today, and wishing you amazing explorations. Please share with me if you have any experiences like this, if you have another thoughts about this, if you have a different experience. I'd love to hear from you. So big warm hugs to you.